everybody, welcome to my webinar about Britannica ImageQuest, a great library database that we have here in Fairfax County Public Schools. My name is Maura Keeney and I'm a school-based technology specialist, and I think you're going to love how useful Britannica ImageQuest will be for you professionally and for your students. So you can see I have Britannica ImageQuest open in my Chrome browser right now. You'll notice I also have 3 other tabs open. I'm logged onto Blackboard, FCPS 24/7, which is where students will generally go to get into all of the library databases. And I've also logged into my FCPS Google Apps Drive and into Google Classroom, because I'm going to show you how you can integrate what you find in ImageQuest in with your Google Drive and Google Classroom. One thing to know about using using Britannica ImageQuest with students is that it's usually really useful to have students log into FCPS Google Apps first with their Chrome shortcut before you have them go to Britannica ImageQuest, and I'll show you how that works in a moment. So I'm going to close this Britannica ImageQuest tab right now just so you can see what it's like to get into ImageQuest from Blackboard. So assuming we are logged into Blackboard right now, you and your students would click on the eCart tab that we all have. And when you click on the eCart tab, you'll see these sub-pages that come up, and you would have students click on the library databases page. That brings up this whole long list of library databases that are available for students. And sometimes it's hard for kids to find ImageQuest, especially because you can see there are all these other Britannica databases available. So just to make it easy, I typically teach kids to do Command F, which is a great shortcut to find things on the page. So if they do Command F and then, Control F, I'm on my Mac at home right now, so it's Command F, but on our computers at school, it would be Control F, and then they would type in the word image. And then the first option in a search of the page for the word image brings up Britannica ImageQuest. From here, you would click the link, and students would click the link to go into Britannica ImageQuest. Since I was just in there, it's automatically going to be logged in for me, but if you're coming in for the first time, you're going to want to use this username and password that are right here on the page. So I'm going to click Britannica ImageQuest, and then it comes up. Again, you might have to type in username Fairfax, password Fairfax, and you'll only have to do that the first time. And what you see when you come on is this very simple interface where you just have a search bar in the middle. There are a few other options down on the screen that you might want to explore in your own time, but that's not the way you'll typically use Britannica ImageQuest. They are building in some new features like suggested projects with students and some albums of different photographs under certain themes like planets and civil rights, things like that. But we're going to just look on this main search area up here. And let's say I'm working with students and we're about to start a unit on Jamestown. And I want students to activate knowledge that they might already have of Jamestown, and they might be familiar with the story of Pocahontas, or maybe a mythologized version of the story of Pocahontas. And I want them to think more deeply about that while activating their prior knowledge. So let's see what I find if I search Pocahontas. 184 images. Some of them are repeats that are sort of held by different sites around the world, but these are the ones that I have to choose from. I think it's kind of cool because, again, these are rights cleared images, so students could use these if they're creating a report on Pocahontas and they want to illustrate it. But I was looking for something that might be kind of a cool inquiry opener for students just to activate their prior knowledge. That's kind of an interesting illustration about Pocahontas and John Smith. Here's one with Pocahontas and John Rolfe. It is a painting that depicts the marriage of Pocahontas and John Rolfe. We can see it's a lithograph that was created in the 19th century. I can click to open it bigger on my screen and just see, is this something that I think would be intriguing for students? I can have the kids record what they see, what they think, and what they wonder about this image. I like it. I think I'll use this one. So what's great now that I've found this image is I can just click here to where it says Share to Google Classroom. and then find the Google Classroom that I want to share it in. So I'm going to put it into my History Hunters class, and I'm going to create a question about it. And I would just type in see, think, wonder, Pocahontas, wedding, painting. And this is a thinking routine we use a lot with social studies students, so I'm not going to write a really long description of it, but basically the students are going to answer the question, what do you see in the painting? Use details. What do you think is happening? What do you wonder about? Well, there's a new thinking routine the social studies office suggests that we use, where we talk about what story is in the picture, what's the side story, and what's not being depicted. That would be an even more interesting thinking routine. But then you can decide what kind of answers. Do you want students to do a multiple choice? No, I want this to be short answer. I want them to get to reply to each other. And I want them to be able to edit their own answers. And then I'll click Ask. And then that just shows up as something in my classroom, just like any other content that I would create. It's here in my classroom stream. And then I forgot to pick a category for it, but I could also have categorized it under any of my classroom categories. But it's right here for students to be able to respond to. They can click View the Question. Oh, sorry, that's from a student perspective. And then just click the link into the image themselves. And they would be able to see it right here, just like that. Now, if we go back to the example of a student using this, let's say that it's a student who wants to search for images for a report. I know some of you do something on sea turtles in 3rd grade, so let's do a search for sea turtle. Lots of cool images about sea turtles. Students can browse, and if they find one that they really like, that they want to use to illustrate, say, a Google slideshow that they're doing about sea turtles, here's a beautiful high-resolution image. They can simply save that image to their Google Drive. So if you click Download, they can download the image to their computer, which we typically don't want to train kids to do because we want the students to have their work available from multiple devices. So that's why we use our Google Suite. So we're going to click Save Image to Google Drive. And then it connects, since I'm already logged into my Google Drive. Remember up here I said in the beginning I pre-logged into Google Drive. Since I'm already logged into Google Drive and I've already given Britannica ImageQuest permission to save there. Now if I go to my Google Drive, I'm going to click Refresh because this just got saved there, and there should be a folder called ImageQuest. And there is not. I'm going to give it another second. Sometimes there's a little bit of a lag. That's strange. Just checking to make sure I'm not logged in under another account. No, should definitely be there. I just needed to refresh my screen there. So when I refreshed, I can see here's the image that I uploaded just now, saved in my Google Drive. And what's great about that is that students can easily save images from their ImageQuest sessions all together in, say, a folder for a particular project in their Google Drive. And then what's even easier, and is totally going to change your life, especially for something like global awareness project, is you can go over here to the Cite tab for an image and pull down a citation style, whichever one you want to use. I think we use MLA for pretty much everything. And then just easily have students do Control-C to save and cite their images. So if they are starting a new project about sea turtles, they can just easily create a Google Doc called Sea Turtle Bibliography, or Sea Turtle Resources, or Sea Turtle Credits. And then just start pasting their credits. Now, the formatting for credits is not perfect that comes out of Britannica ImageQuest, but it's pretty close. Definitely something that is easier to use than pretty much anything we've done before in terms of how students can create this stuff. I'm making a hanging indent here because, you know, with credit lists we usually use hanging indents. But this is something I've done with both 3rd and 5th grade students, and they pick it up really quickly, just gathering credits for the images that they get. And since there are millions of images, we can see there's 2,000 images about sea turtles alone. So students can get very specific. Like, let's say in their report they talk about sea turtle rehabilitation. And so they wanted to get an image of a sea turtle that's injured. Sea turtle injury. Okay, here's, you know, an image of rehabilitated turtles that have been sent back to SeaWorld. How about I'll search sea turtle injured. Here are people working on a little Coast Guard sea turtle hospital. So you will find that students can get a lot. If I do sea turtle rehabilitation, students can get very specific images for some of the things that they're trying to illustrate. So I think this is going to be really useful for you. I also want to point out, professionally, aside from you finding images that you can use for inquiry projects and things like that, I know some of you really miss the clip art that we used to have in our Microsoft Office installation that's no longer there. There is something new called a clip art collection in their graphics factory. There are over 1,000 clip art images that are in here that are really cute that you could use for presentations and handouts and smart notebook things that you're doing. So if you miss our old clip art, that's another thing you can use Britannica ImageQuest for. But I really think it's going to open up a world of opportunity for our kids so that they are not searching for images that they don't have copyright access to, and that so they're not out searching Google Images and Flickr and things like that, but that you can have the confidence that they're getting quality images that have been previewed, that are school appropriate, and most importantly, that are rights cleared, so that we're not teaching students that it's okay to steal other people's intellectual property. So we know all of these are right cleared. It makes it really easy to cite sources and create resource lists. So I hope you enjoy using Britannica ImageQuest. I have a handout for you that you can use to connect with people on your team about Britannica ImageQuest. And of course, please just shoot me an email if you want me to work with you on projects with Britannica ImageQuest, like making book trailers with students, having them make ebooks with Book Creator, or Google slideshows to show what they've learned on particular research topics. So thanks for coming, and let me know if you have any questions.